What's up, everybody? Come on in. Come on in. Come on in. Hit that like button. And yes, I have the goal set. I do. I have the goal set at 10 goals, 10 super chats. You know why? Because y'all owe me for that shit. Y'all owe me for sitting through that jiggity. I'm going to go through my notes. It was a 38-minute long video. And I'm going to read y'all my notes. So the young lady's name is Chanel. She's from Birmingham, Alabama. She said that they met at a bar. And I wrote, right next to that, I wrote, she lying. Right there. She lying. Right there. She lying. Right there. That was at the beginning. I wrote, she lying. Let me tell you why she lying. Number one, she lying because when a person is telling a story, there are things that we do when we're telling the truth and things that we do when we're lying that we don't even consciously realize that we're doing. Generally speaking, and this is all a generalization, generally speaking, we are very specific. If I'm recalling a story about the first time I met Shane in the city in person, I am very specific. I'm not going to say, yeah, we met at some bar. I'm going to say, first time I met them in person, we met at the Campfire show. So she was like, we met at a bar. You can't hear me? It says no sound. Y'all can't hear me? She never even said what bar, like where they actually met. She just said, yeah, we met at a bar. A bar where? Was he in Birmingham? Were you in Huntsville? Were you with friends? Was it somebody's birthday? Was it a holiday? Like, what bar? Like, you are here to tell your story about your experience with Marcel. That is the only reason why we are here. The only reason why we are here is to hear your story with Marcel, your experience with Marcel, which means I want you to start at the beginning and I want you to work your way through the end. That is it, and that is all. You never gave us a who, what, when, where, or how, and that is the only reason why we are here. It was, we met at a bar. And I'm going to be honest, at that point, I no longer really gave a damn. Because I didn't believe nothing that came out her mouth. But I'm going to read through my notes. I wrote too many leading questions, and I wrote drunk. Because the first thing out her mouth was, yeah, I don't know. I met him at a bar. I'm my bad, y'all. I'm lit. I'm lit. I'm lit. I'm lit. So you drunk, and they kept cutting her off, and they kept telling her story for her. It was almost as if they gave her a script, and she wasn't following the script, and they were getting her back on script. I'm not saying that's what was happening, but that's how it felt, because it's like she would start stammering, and it was like, well, no, you said you met him at the bar? Oh, okay. Oh, you said you met this? Oh, okay. And I'm not saying that that's true. I'm just saying I feel that way. So then I wrote my next notes. I wrote local bar. Yeah, because they said, well, you met him where? And she was like, a local bar. And then she said, well, we hung out at Credit One. She said at his business. And then she said Credit One. And I was like, at no point in time were we ever under the impression that Marcel worked at Credit One. So I was like, okay, is she talking about Maurice or is she talking about Marcel? Because we've never heard Marcel's name in connection with Credit One. So now I'm like, okay, how did Credit One get into this? Ariane was coaching her and more concerned about what Martell. Right. See, Ariane was supposed to be coaching her, but she got so caught up trying to worry about what Martell did 10 years ago that she couldn't even focus. And here again, ma'am, hey, Coleslaw, here's what I don't never understand. How are you in any way, shape, or form worried about what this man was doing when he wasn't with you, when you was his mistress and he was cheating on his wife with you to begin with? Ma'am, if you don't go sit all the way the F down. Well, Kim, that's what I think. I think they were trying to fit her story into what we already knew. So we know that they used to be at Credit One. I was gonna say Bar One. I know we know that even by Kimmy's own admission, they used to party and hang out at the office. So I feel like they were trying to fit her story into what we already knew to make it a more reliable story or a more believable story. That's what I believe. So then Martell, once again, he's leading her, and he was like, she said, well, I met the brother, and he was like, well, what brother was it? Was it Maurice? Was it Micah? You know, because they look alike. And again, I feel like they were leading her in the direction they wanted her to go. You know what I'm saying? So first she said, well, it lasted a few months. And then she said, well, it lasted a year. To me, a few months isn't a year, and there's no middle ground in that. A few months is 2 to 3 months. A year is 12 months. Like, there's no middle to. And again, I know it sounds like I'm being nitpicky, but I'm telling y'all all the reasons why I don't believe what she was saying. You know what I'm saying? Had they just let her talk and not kept interrupting her or not trying to over talk her, I probably would be like, okay. But the fact that they kept answering their own questions, like you're asking them and you're asking her and y'all are answering your own questions. So then she said that one of her friends started talking to Maurice, but they very quickly pivoted away from that. They were like, oh, well, we're not here to talk about that. We're not here to talk about that. Oh, I'm going to get to that in a second, David. I'm going to get to that in a second. Mm-hmm. But she was like, we ain't talking about that. We ain't talking about that. She said they used to be down at the Credit One getting it in. She said, but there was no bed down there. They used to just, they used to make it work. They used to figure it out and make it work. So then I wrote, and I'm going to show y'all, because so y'all know I ain't lying to y'all. I wrote, this shit is a mess. That's right there. I don't know if y'all can read my handwriting. This shit is a mess. These are my actual notes while I was watching this, y'all. I said, this shit is a mess. Because I'm listening and I'm like, I cannot, and let's be clear, she might be telling the truth. I just don't believe her. Now, everybody can believe what they want to believe. I don't believe her. And so then she said that he never took her out. She said the only time they hung out was when they were at Credit One, and all they did at Credit One was have sex. She said he never took her out. He never did anything with her. He never did nothing with her. He said she said he was very careful to make sure that he didn't want to spend nothing, do nothing that would be on his credit card and all of that, and that she never did anything. That he never did anything with her. But then she said she wanted him to be her man. So Marcel was like, damn it, all these M's. Martell was like, well, when did you find out that he was married? I'm not stupid. I knew almost from the beginning because of the way he was moving, because of how sneaky he was. I knew he was married from the beginning. I mean, I'm not stupid. I'm no fool. And that's important because when we get to the end, I'm going to tell you why. Just work with my notes. I said, okay. She said she knew he was married because he wouldn't use a card. He wouldn't do anything with a credit card. Right? So then they started talking about this trip to Vegas. And I'm going to be honest with you, Blonde Blair. I'm going to be honest with y'all. I almost feel like I need to take a shower after that interview. I felt so dirty watching Ariane and Martell reminisce on how they just was a sneaky link all those years behind Melody's back and all the things they did. And Ariane really sitting there bragging on her relationship with a married man. Like, I felt dirty. I ain't even gonna tell y'all no lies. Like, I felt dirty. I was like, what? So then, thank you for the super chat. Oh, I'm so sorry. Wait a minute. I'm sorry. Thank you for the super chat. Thanks for watching this foolishness, Really Be, because I just couldn't do it. I appreciate you. Thank you, Miss Cookie Ray, and I appreciate you too. I told y'all I did put on my super chat goals because I said y'all owe me for this one, honey. For this right here. So she said, so first, and again, Martell was like, well, how, if he didn't like to spend any money, like, how did you get your ticket to Vegas? And she was like, oh, well, it went through the airline. So let me say this. I must admit, I've never had anybody flew me out before. Not to a point where somebody called me and was like, your ticket will be waiting for you at the counter. That's never happened, if I'm being honest. I have had people take me on trips before where they paid for it or they sent me the money. But I've never had somebody just be like, oh, your stuff is already at the airline. But here's what I do know. In order for someone to buy you a plane ticket, and tell me if I'm wrong, y'all please tell me if I'm wrong. In order for someone to buy you a plane ticket, they do need to know certain personal information about you. Am I telling the truth on that? They need to know your first and last name, right? I'm sure they need some sort of contact information. I guess. I don't know. I'm not being funny, y'all. I do not know. But I feel like he would have to have certain information about you. Date of birth, right? Your date of birth, right? So you're saying that this man bought you a plane ticket and had it sitting at the gate. He went through the airline. But this the same man that you said wouldn't even take you out to eat because he didn't want to use his debit card. So explain to me how he explained a whole extra ticket to Vegas. Hey, Don Boo. Explain to me how he explained a whole extra plane ticket to Vegas. They don't need your date of birth. Shadra said they don't need your date of birth. Okay. Lisa, that's what she said. I didn't understand that either. She said it went through the airline. I didn't understand it either. Okay. Kim said he could have used his frequent flyer miles. Okay. All right. Okay. And see, the reason why I'm saying some of this stuff is because Martell kept bringing up the fact about how this was when Marceau was working at the movie theater and he wasn't making that much money and he didn't have that much money and he didn't have that much money and he didn't have that much money. So again, how was he buying extra plane tickets to Vegas and his wife not to know? But you said that he didn't even want to use his debit card for y'all to go out to eat. How does TSA verify without a date? I thought you needed a date of birth. Thank you, Andrew Royal said, I appreciate you because I couldn't do it. Child, thank you. Thank you so much. Quake said, thanks for watching because I couldn't. I'm telling y'all, I feel dirty after watching this shit. I ain't gonna tell y'all no truth, no lies. She said the airline sent her the info directly, but in order to send it to her directly, I feel like there still would have been some information that Marceau needed. But anyway. Okay, people are saying you do need. David said, I fly every week. You need a date of birth. I know every time I get a buy a plane ticket, I need to put my date of birth in. I do know that. Like I said, I ain't never bought a plane ticket. I ain't never had nobody flew me out where they said, baby, just go to the airport. Your ticket going to be waiting for you at the counter now. I ain't never had that happen for me, but I have had people buy me a plane ticket, and I know that's information they need. And I have had people send me money to buy a plane ticket to go somewhere. You see what I'm saying? Right. You have to actually have the same number on the ID. Now, that I know. I know that ID better match the name on that ticket. I know that. All right. Miss Cookie Ray said, I flew on somebody's buddy pass and they needed my date of birth. Yeah, you got to have a date of birth. Yeah. Yeah. And TSA does not play. Absolutely. I know you have to, like, your ID can't be expired. Yes, Tawana, because y'all owe me. Thank you. I didn't hear her say that he didn't. No, she didn't say that. The point that I'm making, J12, is the point I'm making is he needed some personal information about her. That doesn't mean he didn't have it. I am just saying for myself, as I am watching this man never took you outside of the credit one. But let me keep reading. Let me keep going. So Vegas, the people in Vegas was Marceau, Maurice, Martell, and her. Martell said he was gambling the whole time. She said, yeah, but I appreciate when you were around. I appreciate what you did for me. I appreciate what you did for me. And Ariane was like, what you mean? What he did for you? What did he do for you? What you mean? What did he do for you? Hold on, y'all. Here come the dog. Oh, maybe the dog not coming. Oh, okay. Maybe not. So I believe he paid this lady for her devices until he refused to pay anymore. Marceau is being attractive. Oh, okay. All right. Here you come. Hey, Benji. Hey, Benji. That dog. Yes, it's Benji. Your fans are asking about you, Benji. Here he come again, y'all. Here he come. Hey, Benji. Oh, you want me to pet you? Oh, okay. Oh. Ouch. You're going to hurt yourself, Benji. Benji, you're going to hurt yourself. Sorry, y'all. They just came back in the house. My niece is here with her dog. That's my niece's puppy. And he's excited. You know, he's somewhere new, child. He's getting used to his new. Look at him. Look. Don't you? I know you hear your mama calling you. I know you hear your mama calling you, Benji. Benji. Yes, Benji does have a lot of energy. Yes. All right. He's still a puppy. So he's still a puppy. All right. So let's get in. So this is the part where I put the exclamation point on this woman was lying. She can't even say that man's name. And at first I thought maybe she was just putting a country twang on it. I feel like at first I said, oh, she just putting a little country twang on it. But when Martell had to correct her and tell her how to say his name, I said, ain't no way in hell I'm about to believe that this woman had an affair with this man for a full year and she can't say his name. It ain't that hard, Marceau. I said, I don't believe nothing coming out her mouth. Thank you, Ashley. Thank you. I said, I don't believe nothing coming out her mouth. Thank you. All plane tickets go through the airlines. Y'all see him. Y'all see Benji. Hold on. All tickets go through the airline. They will send you ticket via email. Marceau worked at the movie theater and was a broker and was broke. How did he afford a ticket? The lady is a liar. Tisha ain't leaving. Thank you. Right. Thank you for the super chat, my love. Thank you. Yeah, when she couldn't say the man's name, I was done with it after that. I was done with it after that. And I even wrote that here. I said, she can't even pronounce his name. See, these are all in my notes. I said, she can't even pronounce his name. So she said that she was appreciative of Martell being there. And Ariane was like, what you mean Martell was there? What did Martell do? What did Martell do? And she said, because, you know, when we went to Ross, I said, bitch. I said, what? You can put all that on the floor if you put it on the floor. Oh, Benji back on the couch?
Yeah, he's trying to hide his snack.
He's trying to hide his snack.
So he can eat it later.
Oh. Benji, you hiding your snack on my couch. I said, you went to Ross. And she was like, and I mean, you know, I didn't feel like Martell had to tell him that he should pay for my stuff. Martell had to tell him that he should pay for my stuff. But y'all was at Ross. Y'all was at y'all went to Ross. And don't get me wrong, I go to Ross. Ain't nothing wrong with Ross. I ain't saying that Ross is. When I've gone to Vegas, we've gone to Ross. I ain't gonna sit here and tell y'all I ain't never been to Ross when I was down to the Vegas. Now that would be a lie. But she said it like, because when we were at the Ross, I said Ross. Yes, Benji. Yes, Benji. Yes.
You don't have to pay him.
Say yes, I do. Say yes, oh, wait a minute, Benji.
Benji, get down.
See now, Benji, you are so rough. He's so rough. Yeah. So she said it like it was Neiman Marcus or something. She was like, Ross. Got my knee there. Right. So then she was like, I mean, I just felt like I shouldn't have had to pay. So then he was like, well, did she pay? She was like, well, did he pay? And she was like, well, yeah, he paid, but only after Martell said something. So then she said that Martell wasn't with them the whole time, but then Martell was with them when they went to the club. Then she said, well, Martell was never around us, but then she said, Martell, all he did was gamble. And this is how I know she never been nowhere before. This is how, yes, Ross the discount store. This is how I know she's never been to Vegas before. Because she said, we stayed at Caesar's Palace and there's a casino right there. Bitch, it's a casino at every hotel in Vegas. She said that like she did that. Like, because we were at Caesar's Palace. It was a casino right there. So Martell was just at the casino the whole time. Baby, every hotel in Vegas has a casino. Y'all can hear his feet. They can hear Benji's feet on the floor. I'm like, right, Symmetry. I'm not even shading the Ross. It was the way she said it. Yes, baby. Is this what we're gonna do the whole time you here? Huh? Huh? Is this what we're gonna do the whole time? Don't you eat that. You don't want to eat that. You'll be sick. You'll be sick. Don't eat that.
What are you trying to eat?
My tiger bomb fell on the floor.
Come here.
Bitch, I gotta get this done now. Come. Anyway, I'm sorry, y'all. He's so cute. Anyway. Do we all agree this wasn't a receipt? Child, this was so not a receipt. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm almost done. So then she said that they had a threesome while she was there. She said that she slept with Maurice and Marcel while they were in Vegas. And then she said she don't remember if they used protection or not. I'm almost done. Sorry, y'all. It was so sloppy. See, I said now I understand why Melody has been successful in her business endeavors and Martell has stalled. Because if this was your big one, Martell, now I know why your ass can't do nothing. Because this was terrible. This was sloppy. This was terrible. This was terrible. So then she said the reason why they broke up is because when they got back from Vegas, she felt like he owed her money. Now, I'm not clear if she felt like because she said, I paid for stuff I shouldn't have had to pay for. I paid for my meals and I paid for this and I paid for that. And so she was like, I feel like how they watched this interview before posting it and thought that was it, child. So I'm trying to figure out what you thought he owed you. Like you said, he flew you out. He paid for the hotel. You said he paid for your stuff at Ross. So what you saying when y'all went out to eat? So she said that she told him. So she said that when they got back from Vegas, she looked him up. And that's when she found out that he was married. However, at the beginning of this interview, she said she knew he was married from the beginning because of how he was moving. So which one is it? Either you knew he was married or you didn't know he was married. Did you know he was married then, or you knew he was married now? I need you to make up your mind. Because now I knew he was married all along. I mean, first it was I knew he was married all along, and now when we got back, I looked him up and found out he was married. But y'all have been messing with each other. It never occurred to you to look him up while y'all was at the Credit One? Having sex on the chair? And I wrote that in my notes. But I thought you already knew. See what I'm saying? But I thought you already knew. So then she said that she called Marceau and said, either give me my money or I'm telling your wife. So she said that he threatened her life at that point and said, if you tell my wife, I'm going to unalive you. I think she meant she felt he was married and then she looked it up and confirmed it. Okay, well, hold on to that. Naturally, Mar, you hold on to that, okay? So she said that he finally did give her money because she threatened to tell his wife. It's okay. It's all right. So then Ariane says, well, what advice would you give a woman that's dating a married man? First of all, I feel like you're better equipped to answer that question than anybody else, but okay then. She says, I don't know, because I thought that we had good chemistry. I thought he was the man for me. But girl, you said you knew he was married from the beginning and he never left. He never took you out of credit one. Never took you on a date. Never took you to the movies. Never took you to dinner. Never walked around the block with you. Never went out in public with you until y'all went to Vegas. And you said that you thought he was the man for you? You thought y'all had good chemistry? Yeah. I really feel like Martell and Ariane thought they did that. Now, according to Ariane, she's had all sorts of women reach out to her that claim that they had a relationship with Marceau. And all I have to say about that is this. Then you should have called one of them. Because this wasn't it. If y'all had all these women that slept with him that wanted to reach out to y'all, then y'all should have went with one of them other women. Because, ma'am, this wasn't it. If you had other options, you should have went with them other options because this won't it. Now, somebody in the chat said that y'all feel like maybe she's a sex worker. Maybe she was being paid for her services. Maybe. I don't know that lady. She did say that she was a dancer, and I know that just because she was a stripper don't mean she was a sex worker. I understand there's a difference. But I'm just saying. He was the man for her, but didn't pay for her meals and had to be made to pay for her Ross bill. I'm confusion. I'm confusion too. Now, somebody earlier on in this live asked me, did they drop any receipts? Not a one. There wasn't a text message. There wasn't a picture. There wasn't a screenshot. Even when they were like, well, can you describe credit one? Martell cut her off and was like, well, they've renovated. It don't look the same as it did back then. That's not the point. The point was describe what it looked like when you were going. Because if your whole point is to try to expose them, I don't think that Kimmy or Tisha is going to give any of this any attention. But let's just say for shits and giggles, they were listening. Describe what it looked like when you was going before they renovated. What did it look like, girl? What color was the furniture? What color was the carpet? What did the bathroom look like? What did they paint the bathroom pink, green, red, yellow? Was Marceau's desk? Was Maurice's desk on the left or on the right? How many offices were there? Where was Kimmy's office? Because remember, Kimmy was working with Maurice. Where was Kimmy's office? Were Maurice and Kimmy married at this time, or were they still dating? Like, when did all this happen, girl? Like, those are the types of questions that I'm not saying that would have been a good receipt either, but it still would have been better than what y'all gave us. For you to be like, oh, well, it don't look the same now. That is not the point. Because now what it sounds like is you went down there to maybe try to get your credit cleaned up, and you know what it looked like now, but you don't know what it looked like then. Because why did Martell cut you off and say, oh, well, it looks different now than it did then? Right. If you haven't been there recently, then all you will remember was what it looked like then. Y'all see what I'm saying? They didn't know what to ask because they was lying and they was making it up. Y'all came up with a script, and that's all it was. Y'all let that lady get drunk, and she couldn't remember the script. So y'all had to keep putting her back on the script. And it just was ridiculous. Y'all, that was a mess. I am not interested in anything that Martell has to say. I think Martell said he was going to go live at 9:00. If I were the Scots, I wouldn't entertain none of that. If I were the Scots, I would not address any of that. Tracy just sent me. Martell went live. I wouldn't address none of it. I'll be honest with you. Let me see what Martell talking about, y'all. Hold on. Let's listen. Let's see Martell is live. Let's see what Martell talking about. Because this was a mess. Whoops, sorry. Martell. Let me see here. Is he still live? Oh, he ain't even live no more? So his live must have been quick because I don't even see where he live anymore. That was just a mess. Embarrassing himself and his peasant. Lord have mercy. This old team. Marcel worked at the movie theater at the time of the alleged. Right. And how long ago was that he worked at the movie theater? That was years ago. Years ago. What this really did was confirm some of the things I said earlier this week about the show. All these folks were okay when this man enlisted them in his shenanigans, but now that he's going rogue, Martell will ride a coattail. So, y'all, that's all it was. I thank y'all for being here, child, but that's all I got. I am not interested in anything Martell has to say after this because, baby, Martell, this was a mess. And this was a fail. This was an epic fail. Like, Lord, this cat been on my head all day. This was an epic fail. Like, I don't know really what you thought you were doing. I don't know. Nate, what you took him upstairs?
No,
he's in his okay. Because he's so quiet. That's why I asked. Yeah. I can't with y'all. I mean, not y'all, but I'm saying with these people, I can't. Yeah. Not go get your builder's license. So anyway, we'll be back at 11 o'clock tomorrow morning. Myself and Shay in the City will be reviewing tonight's episode of Love and Marriage Huntsville. So y'all make sure y'all join me tomorrow morning for that. And Real Housewives of Potomac will be tomorrow evening. And that's all I have, y'all. Those are my notes. I feel like there was something else that I'm missing that I wanted to say, but I feel like I'm missing it. But if I think about it, I'll say it tomorrow during my review. But y'all get the gist of it. I feel like this was some stuff they came up with to try to counter what Letitia said and to put some quote unquote receipts out there. But this is not a receipt. This just because you make up a story doesn't make it a receipt. Can he get sued? Yeah, the Christmas party is tomorrow as well. Can he get sued? Martell can't get sued. I mean, I don't see what Martell would get sued for. I mean, all he did was provide a platform for this woman to tell her story. Now, can Marcel sue her? Sure. I mean, I feel. But I think that the burden will be, I think it would be a high burden to prove. Excuse me, y'all. Sorry about that. He lied on these folks. This is a lesson. And when you help folks and their ish get you into. Yeah, he lying. I don't believe none of this. But anyway, we'll be back in the morning, you guys. I will talk to y'all later. Peace.